Yo, wake up. You ever wonder how easy it is to build a cult in America? Not the kind with robes, not the one with incense or incest. I'm talking about financial cults. All it takes is a confident pitch, a luxury lifestyle, and the right bait. And when it involves the trucking industry, a space filled with real, hardworking people, the betrayal hits really hard. Meet Sanjay Singh, Indian American, smooth talker, real business background. Before launching his scam, he made money flipping high-end vehicles for exports. It was legit, it looked sharp, and it gave him something that makes or breaks a con: credibility. So when he announced a new venture, a trucking operation called Royal Bengal Logistics, people paid attention. He pitched it as a booming freight carrier with exclusive commercial contracts. What was the story? Singh says Royal Bengal was moving essential goods across the US, raking in profits from the surge in logistics demand during the pandemic. His pitch was simple. Investors would front money for trucking contracts, supposedly tied to big corporate clients, and they would get 30% returns in just a few months. That is crazy return. Supposedly, the money would fund operations, fuel, drivers, maintenance, leasing. Then, after the freight was delivered, they get that big return. He called it secured, guaranteed, volume-based profit. It sounded really solid, to be honest. At that time, the pandemic, it made sense. But Singh wasn't building a business. He was building a following, a cult of belief. He didn't just post flyers. He went to church with these people. He prayed with them. He broke bread. He earned their trust and then flipped it into a pipeline for their life savings. Most of his victims were Haitian American immigrants in South Florida, hardworking, family first, community driven people. He promised up to 30% returns on trucking contracts. That is crazy. He said he had routes locked, loads moving, profits pouring in, everything was gravy. But here's the thing, Singh wasn't a part of the Haitian community. So why did he target them? Why not go after people from his own culture, his own background? It was simple. Because he saw a community that was tight-knit, trusting, and underprotected. He knew that if he won over just a few key figures, church leaders, local influencers, that the rest would follow. It wasn't just about scamming people, it was about engineering belief at scale. And he backed it with the fake invoices, dummy portals, the illusion of success. He even had his wife helping him. And yes, of course, he did pay early investors. That's the classic Ponzi scheme thing. That's how you build faith. That's how you build a Ponzi scheme. So over 1,400 people got sucked in, not because they were greedy, but because they saw someone who looked successful, who talked like he knew freight, and who promised a way out. And the deeper they went, the more people they brought in, friends, co-workers, church people, whole congregations. This wasn't a scam, this was a movement. He didn't scam the greedy, he scammed the hopeful. Singh lived like a king, mansions in Broward County, millions wired to India. No trucks moving though, just spreadsheets. He had stories and just smoke. Until it all crashed finally. And when it did, everything broke. Homes lost, kids pulled from school, savings just wiped out completely. The kind of devastation that echoes for generations. Disgusting. And in court, hundreds of victims packed the room. One woman cried, "I brought my whole church here. I believed in them." Another person said, "He blessed our kids and stole from their futures." So what did the judge say? He said, "No mercy." He called Singh a psychopath, calculating. And then when the sentence dropped, it was 23 years in federal prison. It was like the air finally returned to the room. But this wasn't justice with applause. It was just silence, relief. Because when cults collapse, all that's left is shame and rebuilding. Here's a real lesson. This can happen in any industry: trucking, real estate, crypto. It starts with charm, ends with handcuffs. So here's what you need to know. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Number two, if they demand loyalty before transparency, you better run. Number three, if they flash wealth but dodge questions, it's already too late. So yeah, like, subscribe, share this with someone who works hard for their money. Oh, and Singh, if you're watching this from yourself, You didn't just scam people. You broke up communities. You turned freight into fraud. You should be ashamed of yourself, even though you probably don't care because you're a psychopath. But people, wake up, learn the game, or be a pawn in someone else's hustle, man. Stay vigilant, stay safe out there. Peace.